Good evening and welcome to Around of 32. I am BA. I got Nate the Great next to me here.
What up?
We're gonna go into these games so we can get ready for Thursday night. So who you got on Thursday night? We got the Jets and the good old Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are 28th total offense. The Patriots are 10th. Scoring offense, the Jets are 24th. Patriots are 8th. Total D, the Jets are 19th. And the Patriots are 8th. And scoring defense, Jets are 26th and the Patriots are 6th. Injuries, cornerback Azaria Thomas is out, and wide receiver Garrett Wilson is out for this game.
Not good.
Have us under on this one, yeah.
So right now, the Patriots are 12.5-point favorites at home, and the Jets, the total for the game is 43.5. So they expect a blowout.
Yep. I think the Jets been playing fine, but I just think the Patriots are going to be too much for them. And then without Garrett Wilson, that's just one less target they got for Justin Fields. So,
do you think the defense keeps them in the game at all? Shows any pride?
Not really. No. Nope.
So you're probably take.
This is an inferior team. The teams that the Jets have just played are not inferior like the Patriots. Our Patriots are playing really good. So
normally I don't take that big of a cover, but I think in this case I probably will. I think it could get very ugly for AG's team because the way Drake May's playing, this team is just, the Patriots. I was on record when I said the Patriots are going to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season, and this is not just a good team. This is a team that could vie for the number one seed in the AFC. That's scary. So, yeah, definitely taking the Patriots. So outside of Garrett Wilson, that was the only injury. Patriots are clean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
What's your fantasy on those?
Yeah. Well, Garrett Wilson was going to be my guy, but I forgot he's out. I'm going to say Breece Hall. I think that if the Jets want any prayer of a chance of keeping this game close, they have to be able to run the football. The Patriots' run defense is what? What's the Patriots' run defense ranking?
Patriots run deep. Well, I don't know what the run defense is.
I don't think it's that elite. So I think that it's probably middle of the pack. I think I don't think they're.
Patriots run defense is where they at? Oh, they're number one against the run.
Oh shit! Wow. Okay, well I guess I was wrong. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Oh man.
Hold yourself for that one.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know who the hell to pick on now. Who's their second receiver? Is it Lazard?
Possibly.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know. Whew. You know what? I'll just say Breece Hall. Screw it. It's going to be, if you have any Jets players, you're not starting any Jets players. But if you did have one, you might take a flyer on Breece Hall to get at least a touchdown or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be tough sledding against that number one run defense. And then on the Patriots, yeah, pretty much. And then on the Patriots, I am going to go Travion Henderson. I think that he had a really good game last week, and little by little, he's outseeding Ramondre Stevenson. And I think that Travion at some point is going to be the feature back because of his speed and the ability to catch out of the backfield and the burst. And so I'm going to say Travion Henderson tonight, and I picked him up for fantasy too. So.
If anything else, he can hold on to the ball. Doesn't seem like
yeah. But if he gets in space, he's like Gibby, man. He's lightning in a bottle. Like you're not going to bring him down. So I think they're going to give him some more opportunity, especially if this game gets out of hand. you definitely will see him get more carries. But let's move on to the Commanders and Dolphins. This game is going to be played in Spain. Ole.
Madrid.
Madrid, yeah. First time in Spain ever. The last games of the foreign games. Like you're happy about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the mainland. The Dolphins are a 2.5-point favorite at home or in Spain. And the Commanders and Dolphins total is 47.5. Tell me, what's going on there?
So the Commanders are 18th in total offense. Dolphins are 25th in scoring offense. The Commanders are 21st. The Dolphins are 26th. Total defense, Commanders are 30th. Dolphins are 24th. Scoring defense, Commanders are 29th, and the Dolphins are 24th. So this is going to be one of those games that's going to suck.
It's a slobber knocker, yeah.
It's like hold your elbow because you're going to go to sleep and it's going to slip off the armchair. That's what kind of game it's going to be. And that's a perfect game for early in the morning, so I don't have to watch it.
Talk about bad quarterback play, man. You got Tua and you got Mariota going at each other.
I just think that the
yards.
I just think the better player is going to. I mean, the better team is the Miami in this sense because they've been playing pretty good ball. Commanders they fell apart. They've the Commanders are what the Dolphins were a couple of weeks ago before they uprighted the ship. So, yeah, I'm giving it to Dolphins, even though the Dolphins don't really have solid numbers or better numbers than the Commanders. No Jaden Daniels again. Even if I don't even think. Well, it doesn't say that Scary Terry is not playing, so he might be back. But the Commanders are going to be missing defensive tackle Deron Payne because he's suspended. So that's part of your defense right there. He's one of your best defensive guys. So yeah, I'm not keen on the Commanders right now.
Yeah, it looks like Scary Terry. I don't know if he's on the injury report. I haven't seen anything on him, so he must be full to go. That helps a little bit. I think one thing to take in consideration is that Dan Quinn is going to be calling the plays now on defense. So we'll see what kind of defense, because Dan Quinn's a hell of a defensive coordinator. I mean, you remember him from the days of Dallas. He had lights out on that defense. Now, the Commanders' defense is not anywhere where the Dallas defense was. But that being said, I think Dan Quinn brings some stability to the defensive side. And so we could see a little bit more of a passionate, aggressive defense if we look at his past. This game for me, let's talk the fantasy real quick. I'm probably going to go with Bill. I think Bill's had some rough games, but he's also played some tough teams, Seattle, Detroit. I think he has a pretty good game against the Dolphins. I think you could slot him in for a touchdown, maybe a catching touchdown. I think it's a good game for Bill. And that's Jacoski Merritt for people that don't know who Bill is, FYI. I don't know how the hell he got the name Bill. Well, they talked about it, but it's so random. Like Jacoski Merritt, and his name is Bill. Like it's so crazy. That
was a childhood name he received.
Yeah, but still, it's just Anyways, and then the Dolphins. I'm going my boy A-Chain. A-Chain is tearing it up. I think he had 174 yards last week, 2 tugs. I mean, this guy is lightning in a bottle. He's probably the most electrifying running back that we don't even talk about because he plays on the Dolphins. We talk about Saquon, we talk about Gibby, we talk about Bucky Irving, but nobody talks about A-Chain, man. A-Chain is tearing it up this year. He is really the Dolphins' offense, and you get that guy in space, and he's a track star. He'll take it to the house. So give me Devon A-Chain for the fantasy side. And so what do you feel about the cover? Do you think that the Dolphins cover at 2.5, or do you feel the game's going to go over 48 points or under?
Was it 2.5?
Mm-hmm.
That's about right.
It's a tough play.
They have a good.
I would stay away from this game.
I think they're going to cover. They're going to over. It's going to be over. They're going to win by over.
So you think the Dolphins are going to cover easily? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going to say I'm going to take the points of the Commanders just because the fact is that I think that Dan Quinn could get some of this defense right, and Tua is known to throw picks. And so if the Commanders have a chance of winning this game, it's probably by a field goal. I don't see either team blowing either one out. I think they're both putrid offenses, and they'll keep it close. That's why the cover is 2.5. So I think it could be won by a field goal. But I'll take the Commanders with the points. All right. Bears and Vikings. Vikings are 3-point favorites at home. The total is 48.5. Talk to me.
So Bears are third in total offense. Vikings are 24th. Bears are 7th in scoring offense. Vikings are 21st. There's a disparage. That's a disparage in the offensive side. But check this out. The Bears are 27th in total defense, and the Vikings are 12th.
So funny, right?
Our Bears are 28th in scoring defense, and the Vikings are 18th. So I mean, and right now the Bears are going to be so far without a safety, Jaquan Brisker, linebacker T.J. Edwards, wide receiver Ja'Day Walker, and the Vikings maybe. I've seen they had a DNP, but the day for today. But the day before, linebacker Jonathan Greenwood was limited practice, and tackle Christian Darrisaw was full practice. So they both have DNPs a day, though. So that's up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, you never want to see him go from practicing to DNPs. That's not good.
Yeah. Maybe could be a day of rest. It could be Vikings day of rest. You know, every team has their day of rest that they have. So
normally it's usually Wednesday, but yeah, maybe they changed it up. Yeah, definitely. Or they're a veteran and they just don't want to practice them too hard. All right. So as far as the fantasy side for the Bears, I'm gonna go Caleb, man. I think Caleb last week had 2 rushing touchdowns. I think he threw a touchdown too. I think, or maybe he didn't. Maybe just he rushed for only 2. But I think that against a Brian Flores defense, it's going to be very hard for him to pass the ball on this defense. So I think that his feet are going to be a big asset. And I think that he'll be able to escape the pocket and get some big yards. And so I think he'll have a big fantasy game. I think he could very well throw for about 100 yards, but I think he'll have some damage on the ground. So give me Caleb Williams for the Bears. And for the Vikings, wow. I'm gonna say Hockenson. I think Hockenson has a big game. Jetta just does not seem. I mean, part of it's because JJ McCarthy's throwing the ball, but Jetta just doesn't seem like Jetta from past years. I don't know if he's just not engaged or what's going on. He just doesn't seem like the Jetta past. I'm gonna go Hockenson. I think he catches a touchdown, probably gets 100 yards. I don't like the guy, but I think he's gonna do well. The Bears are terrible at stopping tight ends. So yeah, give me Hockenson. And do you think the Vikings cover at 3, or do you think the game goes over 49 points?
No, it's not going over 49 points.
Do you think a defensive game kind of, or low scoring?
Yeah, it's defensive bet. I kind of like the 2.5 they're giving Minnesota because it's at home. Mm-hmm. They'll probably win by a field goal because Minnesota's offense isn't exactly firing us, and they're not asking a lot. It depends on if Chicago can stop the run. That's really what's going to be the point in that. Yeah, they stop the run. JJ's not going to have any kind of. He's not going to be in for no good passing game because he's not doing well. I mean, he's doing good enough, but he's not. He's like 100 and I think he averages like 150 yards per game. So looking at that, yeah, they got to stop the run. But I think the Vikings will pull it out with a field goal.
Yeah, I think this is interesting play because the Bears have been pretty hot lately. Now, yes, they haven't really played anybody. But I think a lot of people like the Bears in this game, and I think that they'll put some money down on the Bears. So I think definitely they'll take the points with the Bears. This is a division rival game. You know, we saw this with the Lions and Vikings. Anything can happen. If Caleb can play well against a Brian Flores defense, this tells me that Caleb's taking another step forward in his maturation. But I think a lot of people expect Caleb to struggle because he has struggled in games. But like again, he makes plays with his feet. So if you're asking me, I'd probably take the Bears in the points. I do agree with you. I do think this game goes under. I do not think they're going to put up 25 points in each team. Both offenses are, they're okay.
I think that too, on top of it, the way the Bears have won the last couple of weeks against some bad teams, they had to come back against Cincinnati, and if it wasn't for the fact Cincinnati sucked on defense, you know, they wouldn't have won that game. Then they beat the Giants. They beat the Giants in the fourth quarter because the Giants self-destructed with Wilson as a quarterback instead of putting in 30 for 30.
It goes as far as the Commanders, man. Remember the Commanders game? They turned over the ball like 3 times just by their own forced ways. They didn't even force the turnover. It was just a bad handoff or something like that. Yeah, this team's been winning by the margins. Yeah.
Minnesota's also beat them already in Chicago, so you got to think of that too.
Yeah, this team has won by the margins, and I think you brought up a great point. They've played sorry teams and they barely won, so that's never a good sign. So the Vikings are a little bit more of a better team. I wouldn't say they're like a world beater or anything like that, but it will be a new challenge for them, especially for Caleb Williams. So I'll definitely be tuned in watching that game. All right. Bengals and Steelers. The Steelers are 5.5-point favorites at home. The total is 49.5. What's the report say?
Bengals are 22nd on offensive total. The Steelers 29th. Bengals are 13th in scoring offense to the Steelers 16th. Bengals are 32 in both total defense and scoring defense. They're in last place in both of those. Steelers are 28th in total defense and 20 in scoring defense. Bengals just suck defensively. You're going to score at will on them.
They're bad. Whoever you got against the Bengals, play them.
The Bengals injury report is as follows: defensive end Trey Hendrickson probably likely to be out again in this game. Running back Samaje Perine. Let me tell you something. If Samaje is out in this game, Bengals really don't have a chance to win it because he's their better running back right now. Chase Brown's not doing his job, and Perine's been out there killing it. Defensive end Shamar Stewart out again. That dude's just I'm sorry, dude. That's one Aggie. He ain't wide receiver Jermaine Burton, he's questionable, and so is guard Lucas Patrick. They had a DNP, but they had another. It was like they had a DNP and they didn't have a Wednesday destination. So I don't know.
So it looks like they're going to be out there 2 starting defensive ends again.
Maybe. On the Steelers side, cornerback Darius Slay and defensive back Corey Trice Jr. are going to probably most likely be out. Linebacker Alex Highsmith may be out too. So the Steelers' vaunted defense might be down some good players here.
Him and Watt, man, they really play well together.
So, there you go on that one. What we got for the over under in that
so,
game?
It's a 49.5. So for the fantasy, I am going to take Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is going to eat crazy. You mentioned Darius Slay being out. It's either going to be Ramsey or it's going to be Joey Porter guarding Chase. Good luck with that. I would take Chase all day. He's going to get probably at least 10 targets, maybe 20 targets, 100 yards, probably a couple of tugs. If you got Chase, start Chase. He's going to ball out. All right. And then on the Steelers side, I'm going to take DK Metcalf because you talked about the defense. With no pass rushers, they traded Logan Wilson, their linebacker, to Dallas. He was their best linebacker they had, too. So their best linebacker's gone. They've got no defense. They don't have their starting defensive ends. They're both going to be out. Give me DK Metcalf, man. I think Rodgers, he needs a get-right game after kind of being shellacked against the Chargers. I think this is the get right game, and they need to win this game because you've got the Ravens breathing down your throats. Joe Burrow is about to come back for the Bengals, so he's going to make it interesting. So, yeah, I think DK Metcalf goes off for this game. Probably 100 yards, probably at least 7 or 8 catches, probably a touchdown, maybe 2. I mean, I don't trust anybody on the Cincinnati Bengals to stop DK. So, do you see the Steelers covering at home? And do you see the game going over 50?
I do see Pittsburgh covering at home. That 5.5 is about right. I think they'll have like a 10-point win over Cincinnati. Cincinnati's just they're falling apart. I'm sure they can't wait until Burrow comes back. I mean, Flacco's been doing fine for what he's been able to do, but he can't play defense. So that's what's killing.
It's a tough ask. It's a tough ask for 40-year-old Flacco to be able to go out there and have to
play defense.
Generate offense every possession. That's what they're gonna have to do. I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna take the points with the Bengals because it's a division rival game. Both teams can put up points. We saw what Joe Flacco did against Mike Tomlin's defense in Cincinnati. So he can put up some points, and you got Chase and Higgins. So that's all day. I think it's won by a field goal, and so I would take the points with the Bengals. But you're right; it could be a blowout too. But I'm going to take the points with the Bengals. All right, Buccaneers at Bills. The Bills are 5.5-point favorites at home. The total is 47.5.
Okay, Buccaneers and Bills. Let's see here. Buccaneers and Bills. Where the hell are they at? What are they? I just had them too, but here they are. All right, so Buccaneers are 17th in total offense. Bills are second. Buccaneers are 11th in scoring offense. Bills are 6th. Buccaneers are 20th in total defense. Bills are 14th. And Buccaneers are 14th in scoring D, and Bills are 11th. Kind of funny that the defense reads that way for the Bills, considering they give up a lot of yards rushing.
Right. That's where that's their bugaboo right there is the run defense for sure.
Guard Ben Bredeson for the Buccaneers looks to be out for this game, and linebacker Hassan Reddick also looks to be out. Godwin has a chance to come back in this game. Obviously, everybody else is pretty much healthy for Buccaneers.
So Bucky Irvin's back.
Bucky Irvin should play again. Should play in this game.
I saw he practice. I don't know if he's going to play, but I mean, he might be ramping him up.
He didn't have any. He had what was it? Limited practice and full practice today. So
okay, so he's good. That's a big
for the Bills
for that running game.
Bills defensive end tight end Dalton Kincaid may not play.
That's a big loss.
Defensive tackle Fedarian Mathis won't play either. Both of them have DNPs. Yeah, Dalton's working through some stuff. So
but Dalton's a big target for Josh. I mean, he doesn't have a lot. Yeah, Dalton's one of them. All right. As far as fantasy for the Bucks, oh man, I'm gonna go Emeka Egbuka. I mean, Emeka Egbuka has been tearing it up, and you mentioned Godwin's going to come back. So if Godwin does come back, it makes Emeka even more dangerous because not all the coverage will be on him. It'll be on Godwin too. And Bucky's back too. So you have to pay attention to Bucky in the backfield or even on the flat. So I'm going to say Egbuka. I think Egbuka has a 100 yards, maybe a touchdown or two. And as far as the Bills, I'm going Cook. I think that for the Buffalo Bills to have success in this game, you have to have Cook run the football. If Cook is not able to run the football, you're putting a lot or more pressure on Josh Allen. And, Todd Bowles loves to throw those blitzes. And so you got to get Cook going. You got to get him cooking. So I'm going to go Cook. He's one of the best fantasy running backs this year, and they desperately need him to have a good game. So, do you think that the Bills cover at home, and do you think the game goes over 48 points?
This is going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
I think if Bucky Urban is playing, they have real problems with it. They still have problems with run defense, even in wins that they had. They did a pretty good job against Carolina when they played Dowdle, but he still had some significant runs in that game.
Right.
They just were able to shut most of that down. This is Tampa Bay, though. They have a very good offensive line. And like I said, if Urban plays in this game, it's going to be a long afternoon for Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win. I'm not taking the points. I'm going under on that. I think that.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm taking the Buccaneers with the points. I think 5.5 is a lot for these two teams. Baker Mayfield's playing at a high level. He's getting his weapons back. Even though it is on the road, Buffalo has shown that they are suspect to playing down to competition at times. So you mentioned the Panthers and all that, and they lost to the Dolphins. But yeah, I definitely would take the points for the Buccaneers. I think I would agree with you. It's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think you very well could see Baker and Josh Allen just dueling it out because both quarterbacks can score. So, and can run the ball too. So we'll see. All right. Chargers at Jaguars. The Chargers are 3-point favorites on the road. And the total is 43.5. What you got?
Chargers are 8th in total offense. Jaguars are 19th. Chargers are 13th in scoring offense. Jaguars are 18th. Chargers are 4th in total defense. Jaguars are 23rd. Chargers are 8th in scoring defense, and the Jaguars are 20. There's no Thursday reports, so I didn't see anybody really. A lot of the DNPs were rest. That was for yesterday, but today I didn't see any reports. There was nothing on there, so I hate that. They should be. This kills me about these injury reports. They always are.
Yeah. They kind of
write them down on your website.
They don't want to give anybody a leg up on anything. They try to hide their stuff,
and they're supposed to.
Right.
So, but anyway.
All right. Let's see here. So for the Chargers, I am going to go with I'm going to go Herbert. I think Herbert is playing really well, and I think that because he knows he's out both his tackles, he's going to have to get the ball out quick, and I think that Herbert does good in this game, maybe gets a couple of touchdowns, probably throws for over 200 to 300 yards. Yeah, I'm going to go Herbert on the Chargers side. And at Jacksonville's side, I'll probably go Jacoby Myers. He caught a touchdown in the last game, and I think Jacoby Myers is kind of getting more familiarized with this offense. Brandon Thomas might be back this week too. So, that's going to help Jacoby Myers. They lost Hunter for the year. So basically, it's going to be the Jacoby Myers and Brandon Thomas show, and Ingram. Oh, no, Ingram's on Denver. No, I'm sorry. So, yeah. So, give me Jacoby Myers. Do you think the Chargers are going to cover at 3.5? I'm sorry, 3 points. And do you think the game's going to go over 44 points?
I think the Chargers win by a field goal, so they should cover. The only reason why I'm saying that is because their offensive line is still banged up. And I did a very good job against Pittsburgh, but I think Jacksonville offensively, even though I don't like Trevor Lawrence, I think their offense is better than Pittsburgh. So if they can, or the defense is better than Pittsburgh's right now. I mean, because they're consistent at least. Pittsburgh,
take the ball away.
They'll play one good game, and then they'll play an ant game, and they'll play another good game. Pittsburgh just totally, I don't know what defense is going to show up in their games.
Right.
So, yeah, I think Jacksonville is going to give that offensive line a little bit of a flex. So I'm still taking the Chargers though. It's probably going to be. I'll take the cover too because it's 2.5 on mine. So that's 3 points.
Yeah. Like in my pick'ems, I'm taking Jacksonville on this one. For the reasons you mentioned about Pittsburgh, the last game, Pittsburgh sacked Herbert 5 times and hit him 9 times. And so if there's one strength that Jacksonville really has is their ends. Shortfall.
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, they have momentum. They're playing better. There's no doubt.
Yeah, Washington is exactly where the Dolphins were like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that's why I say I think Dolphins will win that game. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So back to what I was saying, the Jacksonville strength for me is a defensive line. I mean, when you have Josh Allen 2.0 and you have Trayvon Walker on the other side, they're going to put pressure on those tackles. And the one thing is, if you can put pressure on Justin Herbert, he's not as good. And they really don't have a running game. I mean, Vidal's their running backs. They don't really have their starting running back. Amari Hampton's still hurt. So this could very well be a tough game for the Chargers. That's why I'm taking the points with Jacksonville. And I think this game's going to be under. I don't think it's going to both offenses are not really that good. We mentioned all the injuries that the Chargers have.
So it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game?
Yeah, probably by a field goal, yeah. I mean,
well, that would cover. Unless you're picking
it would push.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Chargers win by a field goal, it pushes. But but in my case, I'll take the points. So either way, they win by 3 or they lose by 3, they're good. So yeah, I think this game's gonna be interesting for the Chargers because, like I said, those tackles being out for Herbert, that's a huge loss, man. Like any team that loses 2 tackles, find me success in those situations. They're lucky they've won some games. Well, I don't know how.
Well, I mean, he did very good against Pittsburgh after Pittsburgh, had that real good defensive game.
Right.
So I thought,
hey, I picked 5 times and they still won. Yeah.
I picked Pittsburgh to win that game because of everything that the Chargers were going through. But Chargers still found a way, and they beat the hell out of Pittsburgh. It wasn't like they just beat them by a field goal. They beat the crap out of them. So yeah.
So if you follow that analogy, they should beat Jacksonville, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Packers versus Giants. Packers are a 7-point favorite on the road. The total is 42.5.
All right. For the Packers, we have they're number 12 in total offense. The Giants are 14th, surprisingly enough. Packers are 15th in scoring offense. The Giants are 24th. Packers are 5th in total defense. The Giants are 29th. Packers are 7th in scoring defense, and the Giants are 27th. For the Packers, cornerback Nate Hobbs probably will not play. Doesn't make a difference because he wasn't playing anyway when he was in there.
Yeah.
The Giants quarterback Jackson Dart is out. 30 for 30 will be starting. Defensive lineman Chauncey Golston, he may be out. Offensive lineman Evan Neal might be out. This is for the Giants, by the way. Safety Tyler Nubin might be out. And defensive lineman Raheem Nunez-Roches will be out. Linebacker Bobby Oriki will be out. Wide receiver Darius Slayton may be out. That's a big one because he 30 for 30 needs people to throw to. We ain't got nobody to throw to. It's going to be worse for him.
Yeah.
Linebacker Kayvon Thibodeau is also on a short path to being out. So,
Thibodeau might be
Giants
out.
are missing a lot of big name players on their team.
Wow, so. That's a big loss if Thibodeau's out. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, the Packers. My fantasy person for the Packers is probably going to be Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has been, he hasn't been as successful in the run game, but he gets into the end zone. So, you can guarantee at least he'll get a touchdown for you. But you mentioned some of those losses on the D-line. It could open up for Josh Jacobs. So I think he'll have a good game. For the Giants, I don't know. Who's available? Man. I'm gonna say Theo Johnson, the tight end. I think that, with famous Jameis out there throwing the ball, He's going to be under a lot
I think
of.
you'll find him.
Yeah, he'll be under a lot of duress from Parsons and Gary. I would say Theo Johnson probably will be the guy that gets a lot of targets for the game. Because I think he's going to be under a lot of duress, and he's probably just going to dump the ball off. You think the Packers cover on the road, and this game go over 43 points?
Let's see. Yeah, I think they're going to definitely cover. Okay. The Giants, if these players don't play, and just Jackson Dart in general not playing is going to be bad for them. That's a huge loss.
That's why they cover so much, because if he was playing, it'd probably be closer to 4, I would imagine.
Fortunately, yeah, it probably would be a little bit less because the defense for Green Bay is still really good. That's the only thing keeping them in these games.
Worth a couple of points. Yeah, it's worth a couple of points.
But with 30 and 30 in there, they got Green Bay doesn't have the best secondary. It's their front 7 that's great. It's really good, but their back 4 is not real good at all. I mean, besides the safeties, Xavier McKinney and the other guy. But I mean, how often are you gonna be throwing on them? Unless you're 30 by 30, he'll throw them. I jokingly said the other night that Jameson Wilson will throw 6 touchdown passes in there. Unfortunately, 3 of them will be against him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing.
He's a gunslinger, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's one of those things. So anyway, yes. So I think Green Bay will probably run away with this one. 42. Yeah, Green Bay's they're not going to be prolifically scoring, that's for sure. Jordan's just not getting it done, but the running game should get them into position to get constant scores.
I don't know what Packer team's going to show up. I mean, you talk about an anomaly or
they do play down to teams that are bad.
Yeah, and it's on the road too. I don't know. This spread really is confusing to me because, I mean, I understand all the injuries on the Giants side, but you can't tell me that Packers are going to go in and win this running away. It screams to me that it's going to be close. So I'm probably leaning towards the Giants and the points just because the Packers' inconsistency on offense. I think defensively they're stout. And I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Giants will find a way to generate some kind of defense and put pressure on Love because Brian Burns is still out there, a.k.a. Spider-Man. He's still out there. Sexy Dexy's still out there. And they just lost Elton Jenkins for the year, their center. So they have a new center going against Sexy Dexy. So good luck with that. Seems like their secondary is healthy now. Holland, I think he was on the injury report, so he's back. Plot's back. So they've got some good back-end stuff. I think the defense keeps them in the game close. I think Green Bay squeaks by at the end, but I don't think they're going to come in and just dominate. They should dominate. I mean, you talk to any Packer fan, they better come take belt to ass to the Giants as much injuries they have and their quarterback's out. But like you said, they play down to competition. So I'm taking the points, and I think this game's going to be low scoring. All right. Okay. Panthers and Falcons. The Falcons are 3.5-point favorites at home. The total is 42.5.
All right. The Panthers is 27th in total offense. Falcons are 16th. Panthers are 28th in scoring offense. Falcons are 27th. Panthers are 16th in total defense. Falcons are 10th. Panthers are 12th in scoring defense. Falcons are 16th. Now, they're pretty much even as far as rankings are going, pretty much. Panthers are probably going to be without safety Lathan Ransom and linebacker Trevin Wallace on Sunday. The Falcons will be without, most likely will be without linebacker Josh Woods, long snapper Liam McCullen, edge rusher Leonard Floyd, guard Chris Lindstrom, offensive lineman Matthew Bergeron, and defensive lineman Sam Roberts. Not too bad. Leonard Floyd and Chris Lindstrom probably, and Woods actually. Woods is a pretty good linebacker too. But considering the fact that the Panthers lost to the Saints at home Now, and we can go all the way to the beginning of the season and say, well, they blew out the Falcons, like, and they didn't let them score a but that was in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Now I think the Falcons are pissed off. The Falcons are pissed. They're in games. They just ain't winning games. That's the thing.
They're not closing. They're not closing the games out.
They're not closing the games out. But with this being the Panthers in their division, and they just got their butts kicked by them in the beginning of the season, I think they're going to come back for revenge in their own house. Mm-hmm. I think they're really going to. I think they're just going to spank them. To tell you the truth, I think the Panthers are looking to get beat up in this game.
Okay. So for the Panthers, fantasy-wise, I'm taking Rico Dabble. The guy's running really well. I think that if Carolina has any prayer of a chance of winning this game, because I do agree with you, I do think the Falcons are going to try to take it to them, especially if they're losing to them early. And it's a division game, and it's at home. If they have any chance to win this game, Rico Dowdle is going to have to do well. He's going to have to keep the ball running, get touchdowns, keep close to this game. For the Falcons, I'm going Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson's out for a breakout game. He's kind of been quiet a couple of games. You mentioned the close losses and all that. I think Bijan has a breakout game. This one, probably over 100 yards, probably a couple tutties, maybe 65 yards out of the backfield. I mean, the guy's going to have a stellar game. I'm just going to call it. So you think the Falcons are going to cover at 3.5 and the game's going to go over 43 or under?
Yeah, I think it's going to go over, and I think the Falcons are going to cover.
Okay.
I think it's going to go over. I think the Falcons are going to have one of those breakout games, unfortunately for our pal Sonia, but I just think it was great the first time. Nobody saw that coming, especially how bad Atlanta played. Now, Atlanta has been Jekyll and Hyde, but really so has Carolina.
True.
And, Carolina shouldn't have lost in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And they shouldn't have beat Green Bay. But
yeah, exactly.
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So
that's the NFL in a nutshell right there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take the cover on the Falcons. I don't like the 3.5 because I think that's, they could win by a field goal. But I think if the Falcons come out like they should come out and really play hard with Bijan and Drake London playing well and Pitts being involved, Penix looks like he's playing better. They've had a lot of close games, so I think that this is kind of like one of those games where, like, okay, guys, we're playing our division rivals. We're at home in front of our crowd. Let's show them what this real Falcons offense looks like. And I agree with you. I think they probably win by at least a touchdown. I do agree with you on that. But I do think, the game will probably go over because I think that the Panthers will put up some points, but I think the Falcons will.
They're going to have to, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Texans versus Titans. The Texans are 6-point favorites on the road. The total is 37.5. That tells you right there all you need to know. That's a low total.
Well, it's funny. Remember this game. Mm-hmm. The first game they played, the Texans shut out the Titans.
26-0.
26-0.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good line right there.
And Stroud plays the game.
Yep, Texans are, and he's not playing in this one.
Exactly.
It's Davis Mills' turn here to run the show. Even with that being said, Texans are 15th in total offense. Titans are 32nd.
Yeah.
Texans are 19th in scoring offense. Titans are 32nd.
Yeah. It's been tough.
The Titans offensively are what Cincinnati is defensively. They suck.
Yeah.
The Texans are number 1 in total defense. The Titans are 25th. The Texans are number 1 in scoring defense. Titans are 30th. This is why I say this is going to – I don't know why people think this is going to be an upset. It's not going to be an upset. It's not. I don't care who's running the show. I don't care if it's C.J. Stroud. I don't care if 30 for 30 came over. I don't care if Russ Wilson was the quarterback of this team. They're going to win this game, and they're going to do it pretty convincingly too.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it'll be a shutout because it is in Tennessee. They'll try to do something. They might get a field goal. But the Texans injury report, of course, we already said that C.J. Stroud is out. Tight end Harrison Bryant may be out. Kicker Fairbairn might be out as well.
Okay.
Safety Jalen Petrie might be out, and tight end Dalton Schultz is an iffy. He didn't play, or he didn't have a destination on Wednesday, and he had a DNP today. So I don't know what's going on with that. On the Titans side, safety Xavier Woods is where he usually is on the injured report. So he probably won't play. So that's just another piece of their defense they won't have with them either. So not looking good.
All right, let's see here. So for the Texans, I'm going to go Mr. Woody Marks because, like, really, at some point, Woody Marks has to succeed Chubb, you know, and I think that this very well could be the game where he finally outsnaps Chubb at some point. He's just a young guy who can get to the has good speed, can get to the end zone, can catch the ball in the backfield. I'm going to go Mr. Woody Marks for the Texans. And for the Titans, whew. Oh, shit. Oh, man. I guess Tajay Spears, man. I mean, again, if you got Texan players on your team, I'm not starting them. I sit them on the bench. But Tajay Spears, man, he might be good for a couple of good runs and maybe breaks one for a touchdown. He's probably the feature back. I mean, him and Pollard are kind of still 1 and 2, but at some point, Tajay Spears has got to take that role. Just like we talk about Woody Marks. He's 24 years old. He's young. He's got a lot of speed. Pollard is not the same after that injury. So, yeah, I'm going Tajay Spears for the Titans. And do you think the Texans are going to cover on the road? And do you think the total is going to go over 38?
Mm-mm. They're going to cover, but the total is going to be, yeah. I even think it might be less than that.
Yeah. I've got vibes of like
10 like 18-3 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But I will say this. I don't know if 6 points is a lot for a backup quarterback, you know, and as good as the Texans defense is, I don't know if the Texans offense can score. I don't believe in Davis Mills, and I'm not a big fan of him. And I don't know how many points they're going to be able to put up themselves. Because I mean,
well, all that emotional stuff don't make a difference because he came back on Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's a way better team than the Titans. So. And he came back in the fourth quarter and got him. And that was a game that actually Houston didn't play very good defense in, which was unusual.
That's true. That is true.
But, so I think their defense will get back. Their defense is always – they're number one in a lot of categories. In defense.
Their defense is very, very good. There's no doubt about that. They're a very good defense.
Their defense has got to play to win games.
I just don't trust that offense.
Their offense.
Yeah, I just don't trust that offense. That's my thing. It's like –
they're still better.
Scott was playing – yeah, that's fair. I mean, damn.
Me and you could be out there playing quarterback and still beat the damn Titans right now.
Yeah, Texans don't have an offensive line either. So, I don't know.
They keep saying that, but they keep winning games. So, I don't know.
This is kind of a coin toss for me. I probably would say, you know what? I'll go Texans covering, but I don't feel good about it. I would not bet this game at all. I'd stay away from it. It's a division rival game. At some point, the Titans are going to get a win, I would assume. So, you know, don't bet on this game. So,
well, they got a win against the Cardinals, and the Cardinals gave them that win. So that tells you something. Just before we go to the next game, the injury reports have come out for tonight. For the Patriots, running back Ramondre Stevenson won't be playing, and wide receiver
Travion Henderson time.
Also, wide receiver Kayshon Boutte is not going to be playing. That's a big loss. Also, tight end Austin Hooper won't be playing, and linebacker Christian Ellis, which I think he said he wasn't going to be playing anyway, but he's not playing. So there you go.
I love when I pick somebody and I say, "Yep," and that's exactly why I said start Travion Henderson, because I kind of figured Ramondre Stevenson would be out of the game. He's going to be the feature back. Let's go. All right. 49ers versus Cardinals. The Niners are 3-point favorites on the road. The total is 48.5.
All right. The Niners are 11th in total offense. The Cardinals are 21st. The Niners are 23rd in scoring offense. The Cardinals are 20th. They're 20. The 49ers are 21st in total defense. Cardinals are tied with them as well, 21st. And the 49ers are 15th in scoring defense, and the Cardinals are 19th. Now, in saying this, and there was no Thursday report, so I don't know what's going on with that. I didn't see anybody that had a DNP by them for Wednesday, and there was totally no Thursday report. So, I would say I think that Purdy's coming back in this game.
Yeah.
Also, Purcell is coming back in this game.
Purcell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Cardinals are still starting on Jimmy or
Jacoby.
What's his name? Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
And they're running. Their running backs are still Bam Knight. I just gotta say this. Looking at both these, I like the 49ers because Cardinals just can't. They're tripping over themselves. The offense has gotten better, but the defense is acting like they can't stop anybody all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
another key injury to add to. Marvin Harrison Jr. is out right now. He had surgery on his hip, I think, or something like that. So he's going to be out a couple of weeks.
Let's see. Hell, I could just pull this up and just run it off this one. Oh yeah, he's gonna be out. Yep. So there you go. Yep. He's gonna be out, Mike. But do you know who's just to put in something for fantasy?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Wilson.
Mm.
Look out for him because he'll be taking the spot of Harrison. Okay. Which will probably be another reason why I think I like San Francisco in this game because it just everybody's just out.
Yeah, I mean, getting Purdy back is definitely going to help. I think that's why the line went to 3. All right, so for fantasy implications, I'm going CMC. I think that if the Niners want to, with Brock Purdy coming back, he hasn't played in a really long time. It's going to be rusty.
Mm-hmm.
Handing the ball to CMC is probably going to be their game plan and just kind of work Purdy into, getting the rust off. So I think he'll have a big game, probably over 100 yards, maybe a couple of touchdowns, maybe 60-something yards on the ground. I think he's going to have a really good game. And for the Cardinals, Trey McBride. I think that now with Marvin Harrison being out, you mentioned that guy Mack. I think Trey McBride becomes a big factor, probably going to get a huge target share now. And with Warner being out for the year, they don't really have a linebacker that can cover Trey McBride. Hell, nobody really does. So I think Trey McBride's going to have probably 100 yards, probably about 7 or 8 catches, probably a touchdown or 2. So he's going to be in line for a big game. So from what you said, it sounds like you think the Niners are going to cover at 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I like both of these numbers actually.
Yeah. And so you think the game will go over 49.5 or 48.5? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think the game will go over. Man, I just don't know what Brock Purdy's going to look like. I mean, they're going to try their best to stop CMC because they know that that's their heart and soul. Jacoby's played well at home. That's another team that just hasn't been able to get out of their own way. They've lost close games. They played them within the margins. I'm going to take the Cardinals at home with the points. I think that they keep it close, and I think that, it's going to take some time for Purdy to get back into the swing of it. So I think Jacoby can get a win this game. So
Cardinals are 18th against the run. And
yeah. I mean, if CMC goes off, it's over. It's over early. But if they can stop CMC,
although the 49ers are 27th in rushing offense, which is amazing enough.
That is really it's interesting.
So it might be the fact they might stop him.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and it's at home too. So at some point, they got to get a win. All right. Seahawks and Rams, probably the game of the year. The Rams are 3-point favorites at home. The total is 48.5. Talk to me.
Seahawks are number 9 in total offense. Rams are 5th. Seahawks are 3rd in scoring offense. Rams are 5th. Seahawks are 9th in total defense. Rams are 11th. Seahawks are 5th in scoring defense. Rams are 2nd.
Wow.
This is going to be a very, very good game because these teams match up very well.
Yeah.
Now Seahawks have beat them the first time in Seattle, but now it's in LA, which basically don't make too much.
Probably more Seahawks fans than there'll be LA fans.
Right. There's no injury reports for either one of the teams.
Oh, wow. So they're healthy. That's good.
Well, let me see something real quick here before we go through all that because
Davante Adams is going to play, according to what they were saying. He was kind of banged up the last game, but he looks like he's good to go.
I think Puka's going to be back as well. Let me see. I like looking at there when I can't find anything on it. Let's see. Jay Sundell is out for Seattle. He's a center.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Other than that, everybody else is on IR. Yeah, a lot of the players. A lot of Seattle players that were out were basically cornerbacks, like Josh Joby. He's on concussion protocol. He should be back. And let's see, one more here for the Rams. So what we got here for the Rams. The Rams. We should be. Oh, the Rams are fine. Of course, Atwell, is on IR. Know that,
Tutu.
right?
Yeah, Tutu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tutu's on, and also Witherspoon, the cornerback, is on IR. So those are the couple of players that are kind of big name players that they'll miss, but everybody else seems like they're raring to go. So
okay. Yeah. So for Seattle, it's JSN. I mean, every game you better start JSN. I think I saw a stat that he's starting in 99% of the leagues. What idiot is not starting JSN? I want to know who that person is.
One idiot that doesn't.
That's hilarious.
Unless they got like all kinds of other receivers. But even in that point, JSN is leading. I think he's leading the league right now in yards.
1,000 yards. Yeah, he's got over 1,000 yards. He's on pace for like 100 catches, over 1,900
He's got
yards.
1,041 yards. He's got. The only thing he doesn't have is the touchdown, and Devontae's got that. Devontae's got 9.
Oh yeah, Devontae's he's a touchdown wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on pace. He's on pace to break Calvin Johnson's record. I never thought that record would ever be broken, but there's been people that've tried.
Mm-hmm.
He could be that guy. So
Cup came close.
Jones came close. But nobody's done it yet.
You know what though? I don't think he's going to do it because Sam Darnold's the quarterback. If it was Matt Stafford throwing a JSN, I would guarantee that record would be broken. Sam Darnold. I mean, now that they got Shaheed,
that's what I was going to say. Now that Shaheed's there,
the yards total. I mean, he's still going to be primary focus. He's still going to do his thing. He's still going to be out there cooking. But his yards aren't going to be as prominent. Now he
and you mentioned Cup too. Cup's going to take away some catches too from JSN. So
Yep. With those 3 there, yeah.
Well, so that's fine if that record never gets broken. So JSN for Seahawks, I'm going with that one, and for the Rams, I'm going to go Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams to me is going to be a key player for this game because Seattle's secondary is pretty good. You know, when you talk about Wooten and you talk about Weatherspoon, you talk about Nick Anori, the safety they got, the rookie guy from South Carolina who's really playing well. They're going to put a lot of pressure on those receivers and Davante Adams and Puka. So I think Kyren Williams has a chance to really have a big game if they can get him going because Seattle, yes, their defense is good, but you can run on Seattle's defense. And I think Kyren Williams is going to have a good opportunity to do that. So I'm taking Kyren Williams. So do you think the Rams cover at 3 points at home, and do you think the game goes over 49?
Yeah, I think it's going to be I think, you know what,
This is a tough call.
I'm gonna take an under.
They're two
I think the Rams,
two good damn teams.
they're like mirror images of each other. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna take the under for the Rams, and I'm gonna take the over for 48. I think there's gonna be a lot of scoring in this game.
Yeah, it could very well be a shootout, no doubt about that. Yeah. Man, I don't like that 3-point favorite at home for the Rams. I'm going to take Seattle because Seattle's a good team, and Seattle very well could go in there and really beat the Rams. Like they could put Stafford on his ass very quickly with that defense because Mike McDonald is a very good defensive coordinator. Yeah, I think if anything, it's a push. 3 points is probably right around for the Rams. If they win the game, it's probably a push by field goal. But I'll take Seattle with the points. I think Seattle's just such a good team that if they're getting points, I'd take the points. Just like if the Rams were dogs, I'd probably take the Rams too. So I think you can't go wrong with that play. All right. Chiefs versus Broncos. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites on the road. The total is 44.5.
All righty. The Chiefs are 7 in total offense. Broncos are 13th. Chiefs are 9th in scoring offense. The Broncos are 17th. The Chiefs are surprisingly 6th in total defense, and Broncos are 3rd. And Chiefs are 4th in scoring defense, and the Broncos are 3rd. So it's closer than people think in the defensive department.
Pretty much.
Pretty much running back Isaiah Pacheco may not be playing in this game.
That's big.
For the Broncos, tight end Nate Atkins is doubtful. Running back J.K. Dobbins is doubtful. Linebacker Jonah Ellis is doubtful. Linebacker Alex Singleton is doubtful. And, of course, cornerback Patrick Surtain is going to be out as well. He's going to be out because he's not going to come back until after the bye. In fact, this is the last game, and then they have the bye, and then he comes back. So
you need Patrick Surtain versus those receivers. All right. For fantasy implications, I'm going with Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs. I think without Patrick Surtain, I would definitely go after that Moss guy that Denver has or Jahad Barron, the rookie. I would definitely go Worthy. And Worthy's familiar with Jahad Barron because they both played at Texas. So I definitely think that they'll be matched up, and I would take Worthy for probably a big touchdown. I think, he's kind of like Jamo Williams. He's going to be a guy that's either going to get you 40 points or he's going to get you 10 points. But I think Worthy's going to be a big factor in this game against that secondary.
I'm surprised you didn't say Rashid Rice. I think Rashid Rice is going to have a field day with this game.
The reason why I didn't say Rashid Rice is because as good as Rashid Rice is, he's not a burner. Worthy is a guy who you could put in gadgets. You could put him in go routes.
Rashid Rice is a burner too.
Well, but compared to Worthy, Worthy's a 4.2 speed guy. That's all I'm saying. So
Rashid's pretty much a 4.2 speed guy too. They all have. Yes, that's why they got Rashid Rice.
No.
In fact,
that was a big thing. He don't look fast on the field. He gets caught a lot of times.
The thing about it, Buffalo wanted Rashid Rice in a draft, and they're I don't know why they traded with.
He's fast, but he's not Worthy fast. Worthy broke the record at the combine, but I get what you're saying. You can't go wrong.
That's a combine record. That don't mean crap to me in a game time situation. All you have to do is play bump and run with Worthy, and he's out of the game right there.
I'm if you're taking
Rashid Rice is a little more.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get you. You can't go wrong with either one of them. And then Denver, since you mentioned J.K. Dobbins is probably out, I'm going R.J. Harvey. I like R.J. Harvey. I think that he was drafted in the second round. They like his speed. They like ability to catch out of the backfield. He's another guy. I mean, J.K. Dobbins has been playing really well. So this is J.K. Dobbins' team as far as running the football. But since he's going to probably be out or banged up, I think R.J. Harvey gets a big target share in this game. So, and he's been coming along little by little. So give me RJ Harvey for the Denver Broncos because I really don't think you're going to be able to run a lot on that Chiefs defense, but they can use RJ Harvey out of the backfield too. He's got ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, get him on a linebacker, make it tough for those guys to cover. So I'll go with him. And then, so the Chiefs, do you think the Chiefs will cover on the road at 3.5? And do you think the game goes over 45?
I think Denver gets to Pat Mahomes and disrupts the offense pretty much. I'm taking the Broncos at home. It might be the way that Denver in the fourth quarter. Don't let them be down in the fourth. By the time they reach the fourth quarter, because Bo Nix will come out there and act like John Elway.
Go crazy, yeah. You don't do nothing for 3 quarters, and then you find a way to win in the fourth. I've never seen that consistently.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. I think they're going to be able to put steady pressure on Mahomes. They lead the league in sacks, a great deal over everybody else too, by the way.
Let me ask you this question. So if the Chiefs go down in this game, they're 3 games behind the Denver Broncos for the division. You don't think this is a desperation play? They have to win this game in order to keep with the Denver Broncos?
I mean, if it had to be a desperation play by now, it ain't going to be one this game. I mean, I look at it like this. You should be playing desperate football all the time. You know who you got in your division. That's fair. Lost to the Chargers already.
Mm-hmm.
You damn near lost. Well, no, you didn't lose to you killed the Raiders. And did they play the Chargers yet? They played the Chargers.
They played the first game.
They played the Broncos. That's what I'm looking for. Did they play the Broncos already, or is this their first game they had to play them?
This is the first game they're playing them.
So and the Broncos got really good defense, and
they do.
That's what the Chargers did to the Chiefs. They played really good defense against Pat Mahomes, and he didn't do nothing.
They will put pressure on those tackles, no doubt, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Josh Simmons should be back for Kansas City, so that'll help them out on the offensive line. But even with that, you got guys that are like you got guys that have like 5 or 6 sacks each on that defensive line.
Yeah,
and Benito.
It's really hard to go against Patrick Mahomes, but I'm with you. I definitely think that Denver's defense is going to be a handful for Patrick. It's going to be similar to that Buffalo game where they put a lot of pressure on Patrick without a running game. Not having Pacheco is huge because I don't trust Hunt to run the football. Like at some point, the Kansas City Chiefs need to go out and get a running back to help Patrick Mahomes because every good quarterback has a decent running game. Patrick's never had a good running game. They had that one year they won a Super Bowl when Pacheco was a 7th-round pick, but that was it. They need to go out and get a running back. I'm staying away from this game too because it's Patrick. But if you are betting this, I probably would take the Broncos at home. I think that's a safe play because even if they lose the game, they'll probably win it by 3. I see this game being very close. Mm-hmm. And as far as the total, I would probably say this game very well could go over because I think both quarterbacks can definitely throw the ball around the yard. Patrick's going to put up his points. You mentioned Rice. You mentioned Worthy. You mentioned Travis Kelce. But Denver's got their own guys. They got Ingram. They got Harvey. They got Sutton. Sutton's been kind of quiet. I think Sutton very well could have a good game in the.
Got Franklin too. Troy Franklin
too. Yeah, there you go. His teammate of Bo Nix. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going with the points for sure. All right, Ravens and Browns. The Ravens are 7.5-point favorites on the road. The total is 38.5.
Wow, that's low. Well, it's Cleveland.
They're probably expecting ugly weather too, I'm sure.
Ravens are number 20 in total offense. Browns are 31st. Ravens are 10th in scoring offense. The Browns are 29th. Ravens are 26th in total defense. Browns are 2nd. Ravens are 25th in scoring defense. The Browns are 17th. Let me tell you something about this game before I get to the injury report. Well,
go ahead.
The Ravens in general. The Ravens are starting to get better defensively. So every week I see their rankings going up. The Browns have been pretty steady, but they've been falling a little bit too in defense. I mean, Myles Garrett is their defense.
Myles Garrett's on pace to have 20 sacks this year.
Yeah.
He's got 11 right now.
On the Ravens side, and Lamar Jackson's playing. So that already ups the ante. Right now, Rashad Bateman may not play. Linebacker Jay Higgins may not play. This is for the Ravens. Running back Justice Hill may not play. And cornerback Marlon Humphrey might not play, per usual. He's always hurt. For the Browns, the only person of record so far that looks like they may not play is defensive end Alex Wright. Everybody else is fine for
fairly healthy.
Yeah.
All right. So for the Ravens, I'm gonna go with Derrick Henry. I think as the season winds down, it's gonna get colder. This is Derrick Henry time. This is where I think Lamar is going to lean on Derrick Henry, especially with Myles Garrett, bearing down on Lamar Jackson. I think they have to get the running game going. So I'm thinking a heavy dose of Derrick Henry, probably 100 yards, probably a couple of touchdowns. This is going to be a very ugly game. I think the reason why the line is so low is they're probably expecting ugly weather, maybe snow. This is the time of year where the weather's starting to get ugly. I mean, looking right now at the Jets and Patriots, looks like they're snowing there already. So yeah, this is the time where the weather starts really turning. I think so. Yeah, so I'm going to take Derrick Henry with the Ravens, and then for the Browns, Quinshon Judkins. I mean, if the Browns want any chance of hell of winning this game or having a chance, is Quinshon Judkins has to get the ball. He has to be successful running against that Ravens defense. But I think they could do that because the Lions had success early in the season running against this Ravens defense, and they're still fairly healthy. I mean, they just don't have Matabike inside. They have all their other guys. So I think Quinshon Judkins very well could be a guy that could keep this game close. 7.5. What do you feel about that cover? I think that's a lot for a division rival game.
Well, you got the Lamar Jackson factor in the whole situation.
Fair.
I think that's and notice something about you in your fantasy picks. You never pick quarterbacks. You just pick running backs and wide receivers.
Those are the givens. You gotta know what the quarterbacks are. I'm not starting Gabriel, and I'm not starting Lamar Jackson. Of course, the given. I'm thinking outside the box, giving some other people some hope. But thank you for pointing that out.
But anyway, Lamar Jackson is. I think it's just that the Baltimore offense will do just enough, and the Cleveland defense, can't stop Lamar Jackson like they can stop any typical quarterback that they play. And it's a division game. Baltimore's defense can probably stop Cleveland's offense pretty much. Like I said, their defense is getting better every game. Yeah. So as long as that happens, I don't know. I don't want to say not 7.5 because Lamar Jackson.
I'm staying away from 7.5, bro. That's a lot on the road. That's a lot on the road to cover it.
Again, but Lamar Jackson is no different than Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, that's fair. Happen. That's fair. But you look at who they're going against. The Cleveland Browns defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
we talk about Myles Garrett.
Patrick Mahomes could be going against the Broncos defense, which is about as good as. Yeah, it's probably better than the Browns defense at this point of the year.
What was the Browns defense? Oh, sorry. What was the Browns defense?
They were second. The Broncos were third, but in scoring defense, the Broncos are third, and the Browns are 17th.
Oh, so wow. Okay,
so it's not much of a difference, but it is a difference. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, what and they gave Kansas City 3.5.
If it was a 3, I would definitely go with the cover for the.
You can bend my arm backwards on that. I mean, I think the Ravens did pretty good against Chicago or Minnesota when they played them in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't Cleveland's defense. You know what? I'm going to take Baltimore, but I'm taking the under on that one because I
I'm
don't think
definitely
they're going to get
taking the
7.5.
under. I'm telling you, man, I think it's gonna be ugly weather. That's a
The
low
38,
total.
the 38
Yeah.
and a half points might be fine, but yeah, 7.5 is much too much to give that Ravens offense, even with Lamar.
I think so. And we haven't really seen, to be honest, we haven't seen the Ravens put up a whole bunch of points. Like even their wins, they've been kind of okay. They haven't really looked like world beaters on offense. That's why I say it's going to be like a Derrick Henry type of game. Like I think this is going to be one of those ugly, bad weather, smash mouth, running the football type, battle in the trenches type. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
They're
I just
averaging about with Lamar. They're averaging about 28 points a game in the last 2 games. So, I mean, that's I guess that's okay. 28 points should win you a game, especially against a defensive team.
The question is, do you think that the Browns can put up at least 20 points in the game? That's the question.
No, not against Baltimore. I just don't see it.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a close game, though.
Yeah.
I would even go issue out to maybe it'd be a 4-point game or something like that, like a 27-23 game.
Yeah, I think 3 to 4 is probably
20.
Yeah, 3 to 4 is definitely closer to the margin than 7 points. 7.5 is a lot. I mean, that's a touchdown and that's like 2 scores right there. Like,
yeah,
I don't know about that, but we'll see. All right, and let's see. We got 2 more games left. The Cowboys versus Vegas. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites on the road. The total is 50.5. Probably the highest total of the game, the week so far. What you say?
Cowboys are 4th in total offense. The Raiders are 30th. Cowboys are 4th in scoring offense. The Raiders are 31st. Cowboys are 31st in total defense. The Raiders are 15th.
Bad.
Like, switch.
Just like the Bengals. They're like the Bengals of the NFC defense.
Yeah. The Cowboys are the 2nd worst team in defense, and the Raiders are the 2nd worst team in offense. So the Cowboys are 31st in scoring D, and Raiders are 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Just by their offense sucks, and they're going against a defense that sucks. I mean, let's
also add they got some players. They got Logan Wilson from the Bengals. He's going to start. Quentin Williams is going to start for them, and they got Overshown that's coming back too. So
I'm saying
better.
you're
talking about the Raiders.
Yeah, this will be the first game against that defense,
right?
So
with the new players, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll tend to agree with you. I think the Cowboys defense will be a whole lot better, at least stopping a run. So I don't think
Genty is
going to have a very good game against that middle of the line.
Their front 7 should be pretty legit. Outside of the I don't know about the secondary, but their front 7 should be pretty good.
But Dak is back there, and I don't care what nobody says about Dak. He's a capable quarterback. He's a very good quarterback when he has, when the offensive line is working well and the receivers are catching the ball. A lot of these games, he's had receivers drop balls. So it's time for them to pick their game up. CD's going to be out there. Pickens is going to be out there. Ferguson's going to be out there. They got and don't forget their running game. So.
Javonte Williams. Yep.
Cowboys, I think the Cowboys. This is why I picked the Cowboys. The Raiders are just not.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cowboys will probably beat the crap out of them too. To tell you the truth, I do.
Kind of segueing into the question I'll ask you later, but let's talk about the Cowboys. Fantasy wise, I am going George Pickens. I think a lot of attention is going to be on CeeDee Lamb. If I'm the Raiders defense, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb out of the equation. I'm bracketing him. I'm throwing 4 guys on him. I'm being facetious, obviously. I think this is the George Pickens game. I think that Dak is going to look for the wide open receiver, and I think it's going to be George Pickens. He's been a great addition for the Cowboys. He's a very electrifying, athletic receiver, and he's looking to get paid. And so, give me George Pickens. It's Monday Night Football. I think he has a really good game, probably over 100 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Could have maybe about 8 or 9 catches. So, give me George Pickens for the Cowboys. And for the Raiders, I am taking Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is their
That's a
number
good
one
one.
target. Yeah, losing Jacoby Myers, they don't really have anybody else other than Brock Bowers. Tucker is a
Lockett.
guy that Lockett, yeah, Lockett. Lockett once upon a time was really good. But yeah, Brock Bowers is their offense. I think he's going to get a lot of targets, a lot of catches. He'll probably be over 100 yards, probably a touchdown or so. If the Vegas wants, what's up, man? If Vegas wants any chance of winning this game, you better get the ball to 89. Period. All right. So you're kind of alluding to you think the Cowboys are just going to beat the crap out of them. So you're taking the cover on the Cowboys at 3.5.
Yeah. I'm also another thing about the Raiders too. They just lost one of their best offensive linemen too, Jay Powers or Johnson.
Oh, Jackson Power Johnson.
And,
yeah.
Like so yeah, they lost. He's their best offensive lineman right now on their team.
Yeah,
so
I think they're out.
He's out.
He was their tackle too. They're out.
Yep. There are a lot of offensive linemen. So this is another reason why I think the defense will show up for Dallas. I think this is like, Jerry Jones is going to look like a brilliant mad scientist when this game is over because, I'm going to stop the run. Brock Bowers is going to get his because he's Brock Bowers. But they ain't going to win this game. I just don't see it. I don't.
Yeah, I think if the Cowboys have any chance in hell of trying to make the playoffs, they have to win this game. It's on the road. It's Monday Night Football. Honestly, B, I just don't trust. I don't know. Right. The scheduling has gotten a lot better. Like you look at some of the game matchups we have this week. We have some really good matchups. But
Monday, he's talking about the premier games like Monday Night Football.
They looked at this game before injuries and all this other stuff happened. They looked at this game and thought it was going to be a big time matchup. Yeah. But going back to what I said, I can't trust Geno. I mean, the guy throws too many picks. Like you can't trust a quarterback who turns the ball over at a high rate. Like you're always going to keep the other team in the game. I do think that the defensive ads will put a lot more pressure on Geno, and I think the Cowboys very well could just flex their muscle in this game. Because they're not going to win the division. They're hoping now to at least try to get in the wild card or at least be in the wild card play. So they got to win. They got to win every game going forward. Like every game's a must win for them. So yeah. Do you think the game goes over 50?
With Dallas and that offense, it could go over 50. I think.
Yeah. How many points you giving Dallas? 30.
But
yeah, do you think the Vegas could score over 20 points in this game?
I think they can score. I think they can score over 20. And like I said, Brock Bowers is out there, they don't have anybody to cover him. The secondary is trash for Dallas. It's the front line that's getting better, not the secondary. That's still a problem. He's all over the place. He's a big guy and he's fast. They ain't gonna. Nope. They
also got to get Genty. They also got to get Genty too.
Yeah, Genty's not going nowhere. But Brock Bowers will put it in. I think he'll score 20 points by his damn self, to tell you the truth.
He's got a great matchup for sure.
Yeah. So I could see them going over 50 on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think that this is probably looking more like a blowout for the Cowboys. So I think they'll probably put up 30 to 40 points, and who knows, Vegas maybe puts up 20 or something like that. Again, it comes out of Geno Smith. If Geno Smith shows up like the guys we've seen in the past, that you're talking an over game. But if Geno Smith shows up like he's been playing like he's played lately, forget it. Cowboys should run away with it. Okay, Robbie, calm down. All right, and to finally wrap up the matchups, are Lions versus the Eagles. The Lions are 2.5-point underdogs. Eagles are favored at home. The total is 46.5. Tell me.
All right, the Lions are 6th in total offense. The Eagles are 23rd. The Lions are 2nd in scoring offense. The Eagles are 12th. The Lions are 7th in total defense. The Eagles are 18th. And the Lions are 12th in scoring defense, and the Eagles are 10th, that makes sense. Right now, Terrion Arnold is in concussion protocol, so we're waiting on that to see if he can come play in the game.
How does that
Kirby Joseph.
How does that work real quick? Is when do they finally rule you out for concussion? Is it usually like Friday?
He's got to be. It's like Friday or Saturday, depending on when the game is. It's probably going to be more likely on Saturday.
Because it's Sunday night.
He'll do the protocol, because it's a Sunday night game.
Okay.
Kirby Joseph. Hopefully, they got him DNP'd for 2 games. I'm only hopeful he'll play. And Laporta has been DNP.
Yeah, he's got a back issue, according to Dan.
But I mean, these are things with the Lions. I really say the Lions are really cautious with their players, and they'd rather them just rest than to play them. Sure. And just DNP them for that game.
Well, they believe in their depth.
I'm looking forward. I'd rather rather watch Page ride.
God, Robbie.
But the Eagles really have no injuries that are significant at the moment.
What about Lane Johnson? Did he practice? Was he full practice or was he DNP or what? Because he was hobbled the last game. He got hit on the knee or something.
Yeah, I think he's playing. Pretty sure he's playing. He was another one of those offensive linemen that was questionable because Juergens is questionable. He was the other.
Juergens is questionable. Lineman. Wow, Juergens didn't play the last game, so they'll get him back too. So.
I don't see him on the injury report at all anywhere. Not even questionable. So he's going to go. Lane Johnson.
I haven't seen the Eagles report. I've been looking for an Eagles injury report. Talk about holding something close to the vest. I haven't seen really anything on them, but
yeah, they won't have anything. I mean, it's Sunday night, so things come out slower.
True.
Than usual. I just think Juergens should play. I mean, they don't really have anybody that's on IR right now. Obviously, is not playing. So for Philadelphia, and there's not too many significant names in that lineup in the IR except for Awajari, whatever his name is. Yeah,
Ojulari.
Ojulari. Yeah.
I just think for the Lions side, we just got to keep and see what Kirby and TA look like tomorrow. See if they play.
Well, I mean, actually, it's not too bad. The injury report is long, but it's not bad. A lot of these players
Kirby's been out practice, for a couple of games, right?
Limited playing. I was looking at the list yesterday. I was like, damn. And then I looked at it today, and I was still like, oh, well, at least it cornered it down.
There's like 4 players that still didn't practice. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, actually, it was just 3. But the rest of them got limited playing for full practice, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, the TA one concerns me because when you going against Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and Dallas Goedert, you need your secondary healthy. Definitely do, because those guys are dogs.
The only thing that I don't really have a problem, I'm not worried as much about that because their passing offense is crap. The running offense is crap. So, I mean, the Lions are going to – I look forward to the Lions of basically stopping the run. That's going to – Saquon may be all that in a bag of chips, but they've done this to a lot of good running backs. It's not like it's the first time the Lions have stopped good running backs. So, I can see them stopping them and just forcing Jalen Hurts to pass. And if he can, if he can pass, and see, that's the thing. When Hurts gets into a rhythm, that's the problem. You got to hit Hurts a couple of times.
When he stays on schedule, absolutely.
Yeah, he can kill you. He can be as accurate as he wants to be, but if you hit him a couple of times and you got to force him to pass, he is shaky at the most.
Absolutely. So from a fantasy standpoint, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm looking at all the there's a lot of people that have picked the Eagles, and I've seen very few people pick the Lions. I've seen enough people pick the Lions, but I haven't seen as much as they pick the Eagles. A lot of people, when they do these, and they don't look at everything that's going on with both teams. They just look at the franchises. Philadelphia just won the Super Bowl. the Lions have been a crappy team for a long time, even though they're doing way better than they've ever done in their entire franchise history. But they're not looking at that. They're just looking at the fact that the Lions are going to probably come in there and lay an egg.
I think also, too, it's on the road. And even though the Lions have had success on the road, all their losses have been on the road except for the Vikings. So they're playing that into factor. And it's Philadelphia. You know, Philadelphia is a different animal. I mean, a lot of the players for the Lions have never even played in Philadelphia. It's crazy. So, you know, this is it's a good litmus test for the Lions. Let's talk about the fantasy implications. So for the Lions, I probably am going to go. It's a rat with wings.
Eagles, yeah.
That's hilarious. I'm probably going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs because Gibby had a really good game the last week, had about 150 yards, something like that, 2 touchdowns. They used him in the passing game. They used him in the running game. You have to get Jahmyr Gibbs going, and I think that he'll have a big game for the Lions because he's explosive, and if you want to beat this Eagles defense, you got to get these guys in space, and I think Gibby's going to have that focus to do that. So give me Gibby for the Lions. And then as far as the Eagles, God, Robbie. And as far as the Eagles, I am going with, surprise, surprise, A.J. Brown. I'm telling you right now, I've listened to talk radio all week, and A.J. Brown's been chatting a lot about his mental state or whatever the hell is going on with him and the issues he's having with the offense and all that. I can almost guarantee you they are going to find a way to get A.J. Brown the ball early and often. And one of the things that's concerning too, and we didn't mention this about the secondary, is Meek Robinson showed up on the injury report with a possible hamstring injury. So he didn't practice today either. So, you know, it's going to be a tough matchup, and I think A.J. Brown gets.
I'm not buying that anyway. It's just something that he just showed up. He's not. He's playing. I think Arnold will play. The only person
I'm just saying he's not 100% healthy is what I'm saying. He's not. 100%.
I don't even see him on this injury report. There's a
he was added. He was added on today. He wasn't on the report yesterday, but he was added on today because I saw it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Dan will probably talk more about it. Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you. They more likely will probably play. Meek will play for sure. TA 50-50. But the thing is, they're not a hamstring. You know how hamstrings are. They're nagging. And you're going to have to go against A.J. Brown more likely. It's going to be a tough matchup. So I'm taking A.J. Brown. I think he really bounces back. Probably gets over 100 yards, maybe a touchdown or so. I think they're really going to try to get him the ball because they see that, you know, the secondary for the Lions is banged up and they're going to let Jalen Hurts try to air these out. Now, whether or not it's successful, who knows? But I'm just saying, I think that A.J. Brown's going to have a big game.
Well, if I was a defensive coordinator, you'd be playing right in my hands because I said, okay, go ahead and start throwing at A.J. We'll double team him and get a pick every time you throw in this.
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
it'll make a difference of what cornerback you can be, but you know, if you're banking on that to happen, like I said, I'm more aware of Devontae Smith. He's a guy.
Sure,
I think he's going to lose a lot.
No doubt.
Him and Goddard. Goddard is another guy that people are forgetting about, and we have trouble with tight ends all the time. Most teams do have trouble with good tight ends, so. Yeah, that's another guy that could kill us.
But I think, you know, and I agree with you with Devontae Smith. I like Devontae Smith a lot. But the thing is that Devontae Smith's not the size of A.J. Brown is. And I just think that talking more 50-50 balls, more likely. Like, I could see Hurts throwing up to 50-50 balls on A.J.'s side. You know, I think they're going to try to get him the ball. That's all I'm saying. Is I think that they're gonna.
But Devontae's fast.
He is fast. No doubt about that.
Kills. Yeah. I could care less. I just don't think AJ's going to be in this game mentally. I just don't. I think he's done checked out. So.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's at home. You know, the secondary for the Lions is banged up. So, you know, it could very well be a good game for him, and it could very well be a bad game for him. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles are 2.5-point favorites at home. And the total is 46.5. What do you think?
I think it could be a 3-point swing either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game comes down to it. This is what I feel. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, Robbie. He doesn't act like he doesn't want to be there anymore.
I mean, that's a fair assessment, Rob.
To me, to me that just sounds.
But
like
then why did they trade? But why did they trade his ass at the deadline? That's my thing. It's like you could have traded him and flipped him for somebody else. Like, why did you keep him? You know.
Mm-hmm. You got to ask them that.
Talk to Howie.
But I could if. I feel if the Eagles win, it's going to be a field goal that they win by.
Yeah.
If the Lions win, that means their offense came out, and I think their offense is going to put some points on Philadelphia. I think it could be anywhere from a 7 to 10 point win, only because their offense. See, the Eagles played Green Bay, but Green Bay's offense is nowhere near what the Lions' offense is, especially with Dan calling the plays right now.
Right.
And he's getting the ball to everybody, and then they haven't. And Josh Jacobs does not have the speed that Gibbs does. And even being said, you still got to either choose between Gibbs or Armani. Laporta is the only thing that bothers me on the injury report because hopefully he can play because he adds to the pass protection and he's a great tight end on that. So that's we got to watch that one. That's a big part of that offense too.
Are you concerned at all about the interior of the line versus Davis and Carter?
I think that if Dan is going to be calling plays, he's gonna understand what the offensive line is like. Like I said, Morton doesn't know all the players like that, like he does.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, well, I mean, Jair Alexander he's another guy who's unchecked out in football. Period. It doesn't make a difference what team he was on. I would just say that he'll scheme the offensive line toward the Philadelphia strengths. So if Philadelphia, their two defensive tackles are like awesome, and really all they got to be focused on. I'm not worried about Penei. I'm really not worried about Decker either, as far as the edge rushers are concerned. Penei can handle whatever comes his way, whether it's Graham, whether it's Phillips, Nolan Smith, any one of those guys. I don't think they're not Micah Parsons. They're not
their strength is their D tackles. They got Jobo, they got Davis, and they got Carter. They got 3 legit tackles inside that can wreak havoc.
I think in this game that they really need to establish the run by passing first, because I believe that's what Philadelphia thinks, that the Lions are going to try to establish the run early. And that probably wouldn't be a wise decision for the Lions because of their interior defense.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
They're going to have to throw some short passes to equalize runs. Their linebackers are okay. They're not great, but they're okay. The Lions offense never bothers me. That does never worry me.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to get points. It's just what the defense does. If the defense doesn't, they got to bottle up Saquon. They got to do a decent job covering the pass and doing a decent job pass rushing, getting to Hurts a couple of times so it shakes them up a little bit. They can do that. They should win this game. But if that fails, this swings the pendulum into whatever Philadelphia does. So Philadelphia can win this game by a field goal. So
I think if the Lions can keep the Eagles in 3rd and long distances,
I agree.
That favors the Lions. If it's on schedule and you're talking 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 4 or 3, that's tush push territory. All they got to do is run the ball a couple of times and they'll get into the 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1 situations. So it's going to be key for the Lions to get them on those 3rd and longs. That's what the Green Bay did, basically. They put them in 3rd and longs themselves. So, it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, there's a lot of good plays. I am concerned with the secondary. This is going to be a tough matchup if our guys are not all there. And you have to rely on some new guys like we did the last time. I mean, they came out and showed out at home. Like, can they do the same thing against on the road? That's going to be interesting. So we'll see. So I think anytime, I hope so, Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
I think anytime you're betting the Lions, if they're dogs, you probably take the points, which I will always take the points with the Lions. I rarely take them when they're favorites because they find ways to not win or they don't cover. So I unless they're playing like really sorry ass team. So this is a really good team. So I'm taking them as the dogs. And I think this very well could be a shootout. I don't think either defense is going to be able to stop their quarterback. I think Goff's going to get off and they're probably going to play zone, and Goff's going to pick them apart. And Jalen Hurts can very well get some deep shots on us and, score some points. So I think it's definitely going to be a high scoring game. So, well, that wraps up the week 11 matchups. Got some good games.
Yep. Good games this week. Well, most of them are good games. Otherwise, are not.
Yeah. But I mean, like the Eagles Lions is going to be a good game. The Bears Vikings, I'm intrigued to watch that game. The Bills Buccaneers, the Rams Seahawks, of course. Chiefs Broncos. Like, it's about 5 or 6 games right there. Like, it's going to be good to watch. So I'm definitely going to see what's up.
On that note, we only got like 4 minutes until Thursday Night Football starts.
Yeah, it's about to rock out.
So check it out. And the Pats are in their northeastern uniforms.
Those jerseys look nice.
Sharp. They do look sharp.
I like those colors, yeah.
I saw the whole thing, and I was like, yeah, I can see how that fits. Other than that, though, enjoy your weekend of football. And, again, bet wisely out there, folks, okay?
Don't bet money you don't have.
That's right. Anyway, we do have betting lines for that, to
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we need to put that phone number at the bottom. If you have problems
there you go.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Mm-hmm. If you have problems with betting, call this number. That's actually a good idea.
They have it in Vegas.
Yeah. Yep. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your evening, and we will talk to you again next Thursday. Peace out.
Good night.